Okay, and we are live. Hi, everybody. This is Cindy with Magazine Mama, and today I'm here with Nicole, and she's going to talk about her experience teaching a kids' photography camp. So, if you're on and you have any questions along the way, just feel free to write them in the comments, and afterwards we can take a look at some of the questions. So, Nicole, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everybody where you're from, and a little bit about your business.
Sure. So my name is Nicole Olinger, and I run Nicole Olinger Photography. I live in Prophetstown, Illinois, and I've been doing photography now for probably about 8 years. I only do it part time because I also work in the medical field full time, but I have enjoyed photography for a long time and then kind of took it as a business about 7 years ago.
Mhm.
And I focused a lot in different areas throughout time,
Mhm.
but, most recently, I had done newborn photography,
Okay.
and now I'm leaning a little more towards kids and families and seniors, so it
Okay.
just I've gone through so many changes over the years with my business, but,
Mhm.
um, I really found that I really have liked teaching, so
Okay.
that's why I decided to do the camp, so
Okay. So, like, what made you decide you wanted to teach? You've had a love for teaching in other areas, or you just
Yeah, I mean, I guess photographing children, like, I work well with children, I have fun with
okay.
children, and I think that helps me get good images of children, but also, like, teaching them, like, we have a lot of fun together,
Okay.
and I had done a couple of moms classes in the past, like, beginner photography stuff,
Mhm.
and that went well, I enjoyed teaching them as well, but I love kids and spending time with them and,
Right.
having fun, so
Get along well with children, and it seemed
yeah,
like a perfect fit then.
yeah,
Okay, great. And then tell us a little bit about the camp, how you structured it, including like where you chose for the location, how
mhm.
many students you had, the number of hours and pricing. Just give us an outline of that.
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, this was my first time holding it this last summer, and
Mhm,
I was a little bit nervous trying to figure out pricing and all of that.
mhm.
I decided to go ahead and kinda do I live in a small town, so we have a lot of parks in our small town, and I actually did a 4-week camp.
Okay.
Um, but the locations kind of varied
Mhm,
depending on weather and what we wanted to photograph. And
mhm,
I told them that right off the beginning, that it'd probably be at the different parks
mhm.
and 1 or 2 days in my studio. So, I charged $150 per student.
Okay.
I did provide them with a little point and shoot camera that I got off of Amazon for, like, $10.
Okay.
Um, my ages, I did 2 sessions.
Mhm.
So I did, the younger group was, 7 to 10-year-olds, and the
Okay.
older group was 11 to 13-year-olds.
Okay.
So I did every Wednesday for 4 weeks, an
Okay.
hour and a half. I
Okay.
did the little ones first and then the older ones to follow,
Okay.
and it was so much fun, and the kids didn't wanna leave. An hour and a half almost wasn't long enough because
Yeah.
they really were not ready to leave, so, yeah, so it went really well.
Mhm,
We started the first week in my studio because the weather was not great,
mhm,
and that was good because I went over their cameras, and some of the older kids did have DSLRs that they brought, probably their parents or whatever,
mhm.
but, I knew most of the kids probably wouldn't have one, so that's why I went ahead and chose to,
Okay.
purchase the little cameras so everybody had a chance to take pictures.
Yeah.
Um, and so we kinda went over the cameras, the settings, and how to use them, and then, we played with light and light modifiers in the studio. So
Mhm.
that was kind of our first day because I figured that would be a good one for indoor because you
Yeah.
can
Mhm.
control the lighting more.
Okay.
So we really focused on that.
Mhm. Okay, great. And did you find students, like, from your clients, the kids of your clients, or did you do any marketing and advertising?
Well, because this was my first time doing it, I didn't wanna take on too many students because I was a little unsure about timing and if I was gonna have enough content to keep the children busy, all those kind of things. So I wanted to kinda start out with, like, kids I knew, friends, children, and stuff like that. So I didn't even market it on my business page. I only put it on my personal Facebook page.
Okay.
And I was able to fill the 6 slots. I limited it to 6 kids per session because I didn't wanna take on too much.
Mhm.
So, my little kids session, the, 7 to 10-year-olds, I had 6 children, and
Okay.
then my older children, I only had 3
Okay.
girls.
Okay.
And honestly, I think it was perfect for my first go around just to kind of feel it out and see, what I would improve on or what went well, and, so next year, this coming summer, I'm hoping that I can fill, both slots,
Yeah,
both
okay, that's very
weeks.
good. So you basically just posted it on your personal profile Facebook page and said, "I'm hosting a camp. If anyone's interested, message me." And you got
Yes.
about 9
Yep.
students that way. That's
Yeah, I mean, I made it sound fun. I told them, we were gonna do photographing and that I was gonna teach them, like, all these fun little things, and pretty
Mhm.
much every day we had, like, a lesson, and then we would go shoot something. We would use our cameras and take pictures.
Okay.
And probably the most fun thing at the very end, the last day, I paired up with a local, bakery that had just opened, and they gave us a bunch of, food, like snacks,
Uh-huh.
and then the kids and we did food photography, like product photography.
Uh-huh.
So we set up little, boxes of different colors, and I gave them a bunch of little props that they could mock up the food to make
Uh-huh.
it look extra delicious. And
Mhm.
then, so we photographed the food, and
Mhm.
then we had their parents come for the last hour, and they had a photo gallery of the pictures that they had taken. I printed them out for them and put them on trifolds,
Uh-huh.
and then the parents came and ate the snacks and
Wow.
viewed the gallery, so it was a
That's
lot of fun.
excellent. Excellent. Oh, that is so creative. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so that we talked about how you found the students and the activities you did. I think we covered everything. Let me see if there's any other questions before I ask the last question
Mhm.
here. Let me see in the group. Someone was asking how much time you allotted for taking photos, or would
Yeah.
you say about 30 minutes
Yeah,
or
it just kind of varied. I mean, every class was an hour and a half, so we would start with, like, going over, like, a learning point of some kind. We did forced perspectives, which was fun with the kids. I taught them all about, the leading lines and the, rule of thirds, and, for the little kids, we kept it pretty basic. For
Mhm,
the older kids, we went a little more into actually using the DSLRs and,
mhm.
we like, one day at the park, the older girls did photo shoots of each other,
Oh, nice.
so that was fun for them. They wanted to feel like a real photographer, so I let them use some of my gear, and they would, like, pose each other like models, and so they had a lot of fun with that, and the little kids loved the scavenger hunts.
Mhm,
I would give them the lists of things to go find and photograph and then bring them back and show each other all the fun pictures they had taken, and
mhm.
yeah, all the kids just had
Great.
so much fun, so
Oh, great. Oh, wonderful. And see, Pilar is joining us and says, "Love this so much." Thank you, Pilar, for watching. And if anybody else is on, say hello. And
yes.
the last question I have is, what advice would you give to other photographers? Or maybe I've had a lot of people who aren't even, actual photographers as a profession, but they just love kids and they want to do the
Mhm.
same thing, teach kids photography and teach a camp. What advice would you give to them?
I would just say keep it fun, if you can give the kids a learning point and then an activity, like, just it was just so much fun to watch their little brains, like,
Mhm,
putting it together, like, how they could improve on their pictures by using these simple little terms. So, you just teach them something little and then set them loose and let them photograph because
mhm,
that's really what they wanted to do. I mean, is do the pictures and learn about them. So, yeah, definitely keep it simple, something fun to learn, and then something to play with. And even if you then regroup and teach another quick lesson and then go photograph that. I did that a lot with the little ones, just giving them one project, like rule of thirds, and then they go and photograph it, and then they come back and leading lines. Now go see what you can find at the park, like, and they would run around and find things and then bring them back to show everyone. So just keeping it
Perfect.
fun and simple, really.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Nicole. I really appreciate it. I know this is going to be helpful to a lot of people watching. So thank you so much. And thanks everyone
Yeah.
for watching. Okay.
Thanks, Cindy.
If you have any questions, anybody, post in the comments and I'll circle back around later and see if I
Sure.
can. So thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.